Oh, look at that.
Welcome to the 4th episode of the Jack's Wax podcast. My name is Jared Miner. I am here, as always, with Todd Isaac and a very special guest.
Very special.
Our first non-Jack's Wax team guest, and that is Chris Ebright with the Tint Lab USA.
Hey.
What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, man, thank you guys so much for having me.
You got it. I've been looking forward to this one.
I'm really pumped about it.
I'm going to learn a lot.
I'm very
Yes.
excited.
Well, you learn a lot when you're here with just me.
Yeah, I do.
But we're going to learn. We're both going to learn a lot
Yeah.
because
I've learned to do exactly opposite of every decision you've ever made. You're right.
True statement.
you become a better person by being around me daily.
Not hard.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hashtag. Yeah.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Yeah.
So, let's get a little history on Chris Ebright, how you started in this business. We'll get to the Tint Lab portion of it, but you, I'm assuming, maybe got out of high school looking for a career path.
Yep.
And you did what?
So I, fresh out of high school, I was pretty into the stereo competitions and stuff. So I went to DeVry University for business management and computer science. Yeah, I thought it was, not to be cocky or whatnot, but DeVry was too easy. So,
Really?
Yeah, I went in for free, had 2 years paid for, scholarship, blah, blah, blah. Didn't even make it 2 years, to be honest. It felt, one, too easy and very boring. If
Yeah.
Like you were
anybody
going
knew-
backwards almost.
Most certainly, yeah. So DeVry, there was no parties, no nothing like that. So I kind of missed out on a lot of college activities. So I went there, kind of didn't like it. Was progressing really too fast. So I started out going to this high-end, you would say automotive 12-volt company out here in Columbus, Ohio.
Doing car stereos and
Stereos, remote
Yep.
starts, and etc. Did a lot of that, and then they wanted to venture off with window tinting, and eventually they sent me to school and all that stuff. I was one of the technicians that said, hey, yeah, I'm bored with 12 volt, let's do something else.
stuff. Yeah, for sure.
So they sent me to school, and I went through some training and just progressed
If it
on.
sounds like there's a bunch of people playing bongos in the background,
yeah.
Chris is beating the table.
Yeah.
I think he was a drummer in his first life.
Something like that. But so yeah, I created a Tint Lab. Just I was at a different company and wanted to progress into a career, and I was very good at what I was doing. So I created the Tint Lab, and the Tint Lab was created for a higher standard in the window film industry here
So
in Ohio. at
You
least.
had installed window tinting how long before you had decided I want to do my own thing?
Approximately like 3-4 years.
Got pretty good at it.
Yeah, very good at it. I'm a big into perfection. So before I started my own thing, I perfected my craft. Yep.
And it was almost kind of like you got into the window tint part of it, almost by you were there at this company doing the audio, and you became, now it's like, oh, we'll try window tint.
Yeah, I just wanted something different because you're only young for so long.
Yeah.
So you really want to.
You're kind of in that stage of life where you're wanting to do your own thing.
Yeah.
You want to try to figure it out. And
Yeah.
it just so happens you did figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely takes time. Rome is not built over one day. It's definitely
Right.
a series type thing. So it took a few years to perfect it, and here we are today.
Yeah.
So some of the things that, we got a lot of questions in Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. I've had people reach out to me, just family members and friends, like, hey, ask him this question. 'Cause
Right.
there's some interest that they
And there's
had.
questions that I get all the time that I don't know the answer
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
that we want to get to.
So window film, I don't know, did it start maybe 70s,
Yep.
80s?
70s. Yep.
Yeah. And I would have to think that
It was a 3M product.
back then.
Yep.
That's who kind of started it.
Yep.
They started a ton of stuff.
They're
man. They're like
leader in-
innovators that
yeah.
you
And
just can't believe.
I once heard a story. We were out at Performance Auto Spa,
right here in
and
Columbus.
they have a company called 44 Tools.
Yep.
And the guy that ran it, he was back when film first started. So window tint was created over. He told this awesome story, and they were using it
almost by accident.
Yeah, it was dyed. It was like dyed,
Dyed polyester.
right? And it was for I want to say it wasn't for Windows.
Security glass, right?
It wasn't for Windows. It was for something. And the lady, they were putting it on, like they were sticking it. The the extra pieces, and it wasn't sticking well. So she would just hang her extra pieces on the
sticking
glass
it on a wall initially,
and it was peeling the paper, like the paint and stuff, off the wall.
Yeah.
She then started hanging it on the glass, just to hang it there, and they noticed that room was always staying cooler, and that's how
he had
the whole
mentioned somebody
window
walked in the office and said, "What did you get? What do you like?
Get a raise?
Yeah, you get a raise.
Yeah.
How do you get the cool office?
Right.
Yeah.
And it clicked, and that's how it kind of formed, which I thought was a cool
nice,
story.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So back then, you said it was dyed polyester?
Dyed polyester, deep dyed. Yep.
So now, if people think back, remember the old tint jobs you'd see that would be purple?
Right.
bubbles.
And all that. It was because of that material. I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. Yep. And
those days are gone.
Yeah. So the adhesive that they're putting onto this new the polyester, the raw materials, is a lot stronger than what we've ever had before. There are companies that have their patent pending or patent adhesive, so it sticks a lot better, lifetime type deal, lifetime warranties. So back in the day, it was just pretty much see-through glue on some polyester, clear polyester, in a 12-inch roll.
12-inch. Now what is there?
60. Yeah.
60
Yeah,
rolls.
we've increased pretty well.
That's why a lot of it, you would see it when you first got your windows tinted in the 80s. It looked good, but over time, the sun dyed it out. The color,
3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe tops a year. Yeah.
It'd be purple.
Yeah.
Or have a bunch of bubbles in it.
So
Very
back
common.
then, so some of the stages as you progress and as the industry has progressed, you used to have to cut all the film yourself.
Hand cut, yeah.
Hand cut everything.
Yeah, you'd have to hand cut quarter windows, windshields, side doors. Yeah, yep.
Now what's the process?
Now we have plotters and programs that are enabling us to perfect our job, to do a perfect pattern, and less worrying about cutting on the vehicle, scratching, marring paint, glass, cutting into window seals. The plotter is definitely what we'd like to call. In any shop is another employee, basically.
You have your own plotter at the Tint Lab.
Yeah, we have many. Yeah.
So oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. So you just type in what the vehicle is.
Yeah.
It knows how to cut it. and it
100%.
cuts it perfect.
And
Yep.
and it cuts it to the,
To the T.
to the T for that window.
Yep.
So that would be, I've been out there when you were
Numerous
doing my
times,
car, and it's crazy. So those are the little things that people don't think about in a shop that make it more expensive or a better job for someone with a more reputable shop, is you're now using plotters that cut it perfect.
Higher,
so you're not you're not cutting by hand anymore when you talk about
the equipment's way more advanced.
And that's one. So one of my family members, my cousin, had reached out to me and said, he lives in California, and he said, I want to get my windows tinted. I want you to ask Chris, how do I determine if I'm just a regular consumer out there? How do I pick a shop? How do I know the shops that are doing it really good? How do I know that's not some fly-by-night company just getting into the business? How do I determine when I look at Tint Lab, that's the one I select?
Yeah, so very good question. You want to base your decision off of internet reviews, and just don't do Google reviews. Like, get in depth with that company. Go Facebook, go Yelp, go whatever. Go to the reviews, look up the facility, see if this is a place that you want to drop your vehicle off, and you not be there. So if you think that's a place that's more reputable shops are more than safe. They're not in a bad area, very nice area. Like our shop is one to none. You're able to feel secure, feel safe about dropping. If it's even a 99 Toyota Camry, you're still gonna feel secure. Yeah.
Still your car.
Yeah.
And when they're looking for products, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's all kinds of different film.
Yeah.
Should they
brand.
be looking for different products that the line, I guess, the brand of film?
Yeah, so definitely the brand itself should speak out to you. If you can Google research the brand that the shop you're wanting to take your vehicle to, whatever they use, research the brand first.
What's the three best brands in your opinion?
My opinion, the three best brands out there for window film, 3M, Suntech for sure, is hands down. There's Huber Optic, and then to give a fourth one out there, there's a few new guys out that's coming out, Matico or a bunch of other stuff that
But so you're talking 3M, Suntech, Top Line.
Yeah,
You
those
offer
two,
those two?
Yeah, those two right there. We offer Huber Optic as well, but we don't sell too much of that. That's more of our Euro-based company.
But it gives people a
variety.
Yes. That way, if it's just
yeah.
a guy who's got a car, they just want the windows tinted, don't want high grade, they can get that.
Yeah, we got everything from your deep dyed polyester to your 3M crystalline, which is
crazy,
very good film that you won't get a better film. It's 200 micro layers of polyester that's enabling you to block 99% of the heat. It's
crazy. So I've been out there, and he showed me, he's like, man, you got to check out this new window film. So these are all things that go into when you're talking about why should I choose a shop like this. These are things that make your price maybe more than a guy that says, I'll do it in my garage for $150.
Yeah.
So he has this film, he holds it up, he's like, put your hand on the other side of it.
This is the crystalline.
The crystalline.
Yeah, heat demonstration.
I put my hand on one side, and he had a heat gun shooting it into the film. I can't even feel the heat on my hand.
Yeah, it rejects every bit of the heat. Now, there's different grades of film. 3M, obviously, they've perfected their craft. They have many grades of film. Just the crystalline just so happens to be the best one out in the whole automotive industry. It's a very difficult film to use. That's why if you look it up, we're one of like 2 shops.
Oh, so as far as an installation process, it's harder.
Certified. You have to be certified, just like the Jax Wax, the 9H, and so the ceramic coating. You got to be certified to install this film.
So they know you're doing it right.
Yeah.
And those are things that'll make your tint job more. You can't compare the 3M crystalline to somebody that just
to a deep dyed, to a deep dyed film. I mean, and the prices on window film, you should definitely watch out for the non-insured guys. The $150 tint jobs, I'm guaranteeing you, they're not insured. So if anything would happen to your vehicle, you're not necessarily backed up.
So that would be another thing to look for.
Yeah.
You said your cousin asked. That'd be a thing to look for. All your tint, when you do window tint, it is fully warranted.
Yeah, lifetime.
If something happens to it, lifetime warranty. If something happens to it, come back, replace it.
Replace it, no questions asked.
Right.
Well, that's a huge selling factor.
Yeah.
That's right.
It would be for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
so all of our cars are done.
Yeah.
You've done all of ours. I'm going to go out and scratch mine up just like a new tint job.
Right? Yeah,
for a new
definitely.
tint job.
Right. I'm glad you told me
I want
that.
to go a little bit darker than 5, I'd say.
But those are questions that we get a ton of.
Yeah.
I mean, not when we started to ask about told we were going to do it. Tint had people reaching out to us like, what makes a difference?
Like Chris had mentioned earlier before we started, this is an investment.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep, an investment.
Yeah.
Period.
So you're only going to it's lifetime warranty. You're only doing it one time.
Yep, you tint it once and you're done.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you get what you pay for.
Yep.
That's right.
Very true.
And those are I get my windows tinted because it looks badass.
Appearance-wise.
It makes the car look better. To me, I believe it looks better. But there's so many more reasons to get your windows tinted.
Oh yeah.
One that I've noticed myself that I never really thought of, but my car's all black. Black leather interior.
Prone to heat.
Right. It's just a heat box.
Well, Lamborghinis are.
Yeah.
That's just how Lamborghini,
especially the Huracan.
And the interior, the size of the interior is small in the Lambo.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot.
No, you got
it's
2
a
seats,
heat box.
and
right. It's just tough.
It's tough for you.
It's tough, but
hard out there
you
for
deal
a
with
pimp.
it. But I have noticed ever since having my windows tinted that it doesn't get like super hot.
Yeah, the heat
It's
rejection
still going to get
nowadays.
hot, but
Yeah.
it's not like it's unbearable when you first get in it. Really keeps the heat out. And I had my windshield done, which some people say you shouldn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
definitely.
can tell a big difference.
Huge difference.
I would never own a car that I don't have the windshield tinted.
Yeah, that's the main glass that you look out every single day. As soon as you get in your car,
And I don't have nothing crazy on it. It's like 70.
Yeah.
I think.
No, it's legal here in Ohio.
But it really takes the sun.
Yeah, 99% of it. It rejects 99% of that UV.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know you did mine as well. I'm
Yeah.
5 all the way around, except for which is cool.
5% tint. You
Limo.
can't see up in my window.
Nope.
I mean, that's just for me. Again, like to your point, it's just about looks for me.
Yeah.
But the heat rejection, which is cool, but this is the first windshield I've ever had. I love it.
Right.
I don't know what we did on mine.
It's 55.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're doing everybody a favor because now they can't see your face.
That as
great.
well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Face for radio, as you always say.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
they don't have to worry about driving. It just totally helps out.
Listen, for the people that are listening to this, one, they can hear the talent in the room, okay?
And I'm
for
over
the-
here.
And for the people watching it, they can see the talent.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I get it.
He's in an Oakland
All the
Raiders
time.
hat.
Yeah.
So there's all these different grades. So I guess how would I justify if I'm just coming in your shop and whatever my car may be, all the film you sell is good.
Very good.
So what makes my decision? I guess I have to figure that out as a customer, whether I pick I don't know, the entry level is the right
dyed
word.
based.
Yeah, like whether I pick the crystalline, which is
Top of the line?
top of the
Top of
line,
the
and
line.
it's probably $1,000 or more,
Yep.
maybe.
Yeah, about
Right?
1,200.
$1,200 to what I call a regular tent job. Like the stuff that I have on my car. I don't even know what film that is. 3M.
Suntech CXP.
Okay.
Yep, which
I
is
love it.
it's a nanocarbon ceramic grade film. Blocks about 75-80% of the heat,
Yep.
99% of the UV light. It's a very good stuff during the day and the night as well, and season round. It's phenomenal.
So price point between if you're taking my car from that Suntech film
Yep.
to the crystalline, what's the difference?
So 4-door vehicles range from $400 to $500, not including the windshield. Windshield, 9 times out of 10, about $225, $300 for your ceramic grade film. And then your crystalline, your 3M, it's a whole nother aspect of pricing. Ranges from $799 for a 2-door to about $1,000 for a 4-door, and then including your windshield, you're about $350. So
In addition,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's also even some health. Health benefits to having a crystalline film.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So the sun reacts, what you would do as you was a kid, you would grab a magnifying glass, but with the sun ray and the ant right there, it's burning the ant. Same thing with you. You get inside your car, the sun is only going to, or the glass is only going to magnify that light. And if your arm is constantly resting on your door panel, you're going to end up with a tanner arm than the other. It could tint prevents melanoma, skin cancer. We're legally allowed to say that because it 100% does.
Right.
That's awesome.
It keeps you out of it keeps the sun from getting to you.
Yeah, you're not getting vitamin D in your car. You got to step outside the vehicle to get that vitamin D.
Right.
Inside the vehicle, that's when everything is intensed and enhanced. So you really want to reject all of that light that's going to potentially fade your interior. I see it a lot, especially rear decks, like Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see a black interior turn purple.
Yep.
Purple
Right.
bluish.
Sun, it's
It's from the sun. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all kind of benefits.
And so
from
if you
window
if you were doing a entry level tint, maybe $300, $350.
No, we go a little bit cheaper than that for a dyed film. Dyed film and still getting a perfect job, you're going to looking around about $200, $250 for a dyed film.
Will it fade over time?
Dyed film will definitely fade. It's basically you taking an ink out of the pen and you put deep dyeing it into a polyester.
Right.
So with pen ink,
which are
fades.
all super helpful things to know. Like I wouldn't know all that.
Yeah.
Those are things that people
here's the
need to
deal.
know because if they say, "Man, I'm going to do your car for $200," they're not telling you. But in 2 years, it's dying out.
Yeah, it's going to fade.
know.
Your 5% went from 5 to 10
And
to 15 to 20.
Right, and that's mainly what our deal is. We want to get the right information out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And some people, they don't realize just window tint's window tint to them. They just think, I got my windows tinted. It's all the same.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
We're proving that it's definitely not the
Almost
same.
Way
certainly
different.
So that, yeah.
So you started the Tint Lab, and one thing that you've got into a lot, and we've had people reach out to us since we told them that you were going to be on here, is vinyl wraps.
Yeah, vinyl.
Full color change. So for the people that don't know, full color change vinyl wrap. It's like painting your car, but it's a vinyl wrap.
You're
that
able
goes,
to take it off.
Yeah, that goes over your car.
Yeah, vinyl wraps nowadays is they're very different from paint because you may like a white car for 6 months. You want to take it back to that stock vehicle color that you bought it and you purchased because you liked it. You could just take the film right off.
Right.
Yeah, if you use a quality film now, like a 3M and Avery or Hexus
I've had
or whatever.
that. I had that. That's a question I actually got. It's like, if I get my car vinyl wrapped,
Yeah.
if I take it off in a year or 2 years, will the paint still be in good shape?
Yeah, so if you use a reputable film like a 3M Hexus or an Avery or in a higher brand, you're basically protecting the paint for a few years, and then now if you go with a cheaper film, you're running into headaches. You're peeling it off and you're seeing clear coat come off with the vinyl.
So that's just one thing. Like when you're pricing this stuff out, you know, what is a average vinyl wrap of these 3M, these Avery brands that are really good? What's the average cost on something like that?
$3,000.
So you have $3,000 and it's done right.
It's
first
done
off.
Right. It's going to mimic paint.
You're wrapping it around the edges.
The edges are wrapped. You're not going to see the same. You're not going to see the original color at all.
Right.
Yep.
So when a guy comes in and says, "I can get my wrap done for $1,000, $1,500,"
more to you, buddy. Take it.
Like, right. But these are the things that potentially in 2 years, when you want to take that wrap back off, guess what? If it was this cheap film, which it probably was,
most certainly is. Yeah. The clear is coming off.
It's coming off. So these things you got to think about.
Are you know, I know some things that you do is, and a lot of wrap companies don't even include is like wrapping door jambs. People don't even think of that.
Jammies,
so they will wrap the entire outside of the car. You open the door, you have the factory color in the door jambs inside the door. You have a package where you'll wrap all those parts.
Yeah, it's silly to say, but we call it the jammy package. So basically, you know, there's some vehicles that we have to take the door off to get to the jam to completely cover it. Now, we're not going to wrap your hinges and those pieces that are pretty much unwrappable. We're not going to wrap them. We're going to wrap as much as we can without damaging the OEM, I would say,
any
hardware.
Kind of safety. Like,
I don't want to take the hinges off and then realign it, and then we see like it's not
body lines messed up.
If you have if you did a full wrap job for me and you did all the door jambs, when I open the door, it looks right. But you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, who's sitting there looking inside everywhere trying to find these
where your wires are hidden and
nobody's doing that.
No.
And it's but those are all things that can vary the price of a wrap job.
Well, look how much more labor you have. I would assume jams are tough.
Another $1,000 to $1,500 for jammies. Yeah, it's just because it can take a while.
And you get so many people the same way in the tent world. You get people say, "Man, dude said he would wrap my car for $1,500."
Yeah, and one thing that we include in our vinyl wrap packages is we automatically coat them. Jack's Wax the 9H. It's perfect for vinyl.
Oh, your ceramic coat.
These. Yeah, you're going to get the ceramic coating is going to perfect the vinyl wrap. That's what a lot of people don't even offer. The coating, you know, these wrappers, they're just going to wrap the car, send you off.
Well, first of all, a lot of people probably don't even know that you can ceramic coat vinyl
and I think
wrap.
that was actually one of the questions that we had sent in was, can you ceramic coat vinyl wrap? And if so, are there differences?
Yeah. So you definitely can coat vinyl wrap. Gloss, matte, satin finishes, they're all the same. You might end up with a tiny bit more shinier on the mats when you coat it, but
just a little bit of a sheen. Not really like shiny, but
you're not even a noticeable sheen. But that's going to ensure it's going to be dust free, static free, and your fingerprints, you know, they're not going to be all over the car.
They won't show. Right. So you detail cars at the Tint Lab.
Yeah.
And obviously, so you use ceramic coat paint.
Yep.
But wraps are different.
Yeah, wraps are completely different. You want to, for curing time, for a vinyl wrap cure time. For
Flash time.
Right. 30 seconds to a minute.
That quick. Where that can vary a lot.
It could be 5 minutes on paint.
Yeah.
But that vinyl it's going to adhere to that vinyl so much quicker, and you'll see it flash.
So you want to do a panel at a time.
Yeah, you're doing smaller sections when you're doing these vinyl wraps.
Sections. And you're really, you know, light's got to be illuminated pretty well. You know, and then so you're able to see the flash, the rainbow look.
Yeah, those are. We always have people asking. You know,
we had a distributor ask me today. He said, "Man, I didn't even know we could do wraps.
Yeah.
I didn't know we could ceramic coat wraps.
The wraps.
Yeah,
you sure can.
Just a little bit of different process. Same process, just quicker.
No paint correction.
Yeah, it's a heat gun.
It's a little bit quicker. Yeah.
So you do window tinting. You've expanded into vinyl wraps and what we call PPF, paint protection film.
Clear brawl,
right? That's for the simple terms.
Right.
So when I come to your shop, what's the advantages, for example, of paint protection film? I know that vinyl wrap's completely different, but paint protection film, if I want to maintain the same color of my car, but I've got a brand new car and I want to protect it, what is it considered the ultimate protection? Is PPF? That's it.
You're going to, that is it. You know, that's
no bug chips,
no rock chips, no scratches, no, you know, mad person that you may have double parked or you may not have seen it, but say if they would hit it with your car, or hit the front end of your car or wherever you had PPF applied to, it's not going to affect it.
Right. So for people that don't know really what PPF is, it's just a clear
urethane.
It's just a clear urethane that goes over your car. It's almost like a plastic that sticks to your car and protects it from all that stuff.
Well, I've seen guys take it like off the car and stretch it. You can't penetrate this
No.
stuff. It's extremely durable.
Yeah.
You know, and so you remember back in the day, maybe it still goes on, but I would see like the front third PP, this clear bra, the front third of the hood or whatever, you get that line, which to me would always bother me. Like if it were my personal car,
right.
Man, I get that you're trying to save money. You know, it's more expensive to do the entire hood. But nowadays, would you say that most people that are getting PPF, they're doing bumpers? Or what do you call them? Impact areas?
Yeah, impact areas.
So bumpers,
full bumper,
mirrors, the hood, fenders, even.
Yep.
So a lot of people probably do the whole front part of the
front
car.
end. Yep. Yeah, the front end. That's what you really want to protect. Your rear end never really gets impacted. There's no rock chips that happen.
Right.
You know, there's nothing's going to happen to the rear end of your vehicle unless it's intentional.
Yeah.
For your front end or impact areas, you definitely want to tackle the bumper, the full hood. To be honest, if you want to save money throughout, the life of the vehicle, the more coverage, the better.
This is like the new era of, back in the day, they had the big leather.
Oh
vinyl,
yeah, the leather bra
that you actually put on your car.
Holds
that
dirt and scratches up.
All right, I wasn't going to say anything, but check this out. I got you one for Christmas. I know it.
A leather bra?
A leather bra for your car.
You got to be kidding me.
Dude, Huracan with a leather bra.
Hashtag,
killing it.
Hashtag pimping.
Yes. Lamborghini. You really did?
Yes.
Man, I'm telling you what.
And guess who I got to install it?
It's guy right here.
He's right
It's
here.
my first Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
Leather bra.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man.
I'm pumped about it.
Seriously, it's based on performance, and you've done a great job.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
You're welcome.
People used to really do that.
Those were the thing.
That was the thing.
Oh man!
If you didn't have one, you weren't.
You're getting a big leather bra for your car.
Yeah.
Badass.
It's awesome.
It's got to protect your paint.
Has to.
Absolutely,
Especially when it starts
yes.
flapping in the wind.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to worry about using ceramic coating. You use like Shinar, like a dressing.
Yeah.
On it.
Well, super blue.
Yeah.
Constantly shiny.
So you're detailing cars. You offer paint protection film. You're a one-stop shop for any of this. These accessories, and you've built this experience over all this time. I remember Todd telling me one time that you went to some kind of international. What was it?
International window tinting competition.
Is that an invitation thing?
Yeah, but you got to be invited to this type of deal. We don't just. It's not a state.
Right. It's worldwide.
Worldwide.
People that are in your industry.
Yep.
And you're competing against these other guys.
Yeah.
And you're seeing how you stack up.
Yeah.
Because I would have to imagine there's a lot of different vehicles, and some of them are way harder than others.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
very true.
What's the hardest vehicle that you can come up with to tint? That you can like, it could be an old one, a new one. What do you think's the hardest?
Model X Tesla.
Really?
Hands down. That's a full 60-inch sheet of film being applied to the windshield. The windshield's the harder one.
Right.
The side doors are nothing.
Right.
It's a full 60-inch sheet of window tint being applied to the biggest window manufactured. Yeah.
I wonder if there's some people that tint that are in your industry that like kind of shy away from that.
They
initially.
Do. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we love it. Yeah.
You want that?
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. We honestly we're probably one of very few technicians worldwide that can tint a full 60-inch windshield. Back in the day, if you could do one with a 40-inch, a full back window, you were the man.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, they started off with the 12-inch rolls, and then you had the 3-piece back windows. Now we graduate to a 60-inch, and Tesla's holding it down for the hardest car to tint. Yeah,
right.
For sure. It used to be the Volkswagen Beetle, the Bug, the back window, because how round it was.
Right, it was like weird to do.
Yeah, it's insane. So
little things that I think about setting you apart is like when I was out there getting my car, the back window. He did it like 5 times.
Oh yeah, we strive for perfection
because it had a little speck in it,
Yeah.
and it's not just because he knows me and was like, it's how he does on every car.
Yeah.
That's the thing, setting you guys apart. Which is why I remember when it first started. It was you, and you're out there, and now you've got a whole team.
We've got
of
a whole crew now.
employees. Marketing department. I mean, it's incredible to watch it go, and it's all because kind of the same way we are. We believe if you do quality, the rest take care of itself. Treat people right, and make a quality product. In your instance, put out a quality product, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. Most customers of ours are referral. Yeah.
Well, it's so similar to us as word of mouth.
Yes.
We built a business on word of mouth, and I'm sure you're doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Referrals.
Yeah, I mean we're
not just referrals from Ohio. I was out there the one day, and you had the
Porsche 918. Yeah,
right.
So that's
it was like from overseas.
Yeah, so we take vehicles. It doesn't matter, Dubai, Germany, Alaska, wherever. We accept them all. You just really want to. We strive, or we achieved the unachievable, which is A+ customer service. It's very hard, as you guys know. Your guys' name is huge worldwide as well. We just the referral base. Once you do one high-end vehicle, and he's extremely happy with that job, which we did a full PPF
that was
coverage
on the whole car,
interior, exterior. It was insane.
So
headlights and all.
you're working on a car that's $1 million plus.
Yeah,
right.
A little bit more. Yep.
1 point whatever it is. It's expensive.
Very.
How does that guy get a hold of the Tint Lab? Like how's he pick you?
So it's just referrals. So we've done our fair share of Porsches and high-end vehicles as well, and we don't strive to take over Ohio. We're a really worldwide company.
You have a bigger picture.
We're states. We're Tennessee, Florida, Texas, wherever we can get our work from. We will get it. Ship freights or whatever. That's completely fine for us. Just back to the referral base. I think once you just treat one person right, he'll have him for life.
That's
he tells his buddy, and then
he tells his buddy.
Yeah.
It's just a spread.
Yeah, very quick.
Is that probably the coolest car you've ever done work on?
Yep, hands down. The 918, there's nothing like them. It's a hybrid vehicle. It's one of the fastest hybrid vehicles in production. Well, not into production. They made it for like 2 or 3 years. So now it's a collector. But the gentleman that we had, his 918 was a track car. So he really put it to use. So we went through the vehicle, disassembled everything, emblems, all that stuff, completely wrapped edges. You could probably look at the vehicle now, and I think we did that 2 years ago. You would never know PPF was on there. Never know.
That's awesome. And a car of that value makes so much sense for him to
he wants to invest
because he's out there on the track. He's getting rocks.
It's crazy. Things. The videos were insane when he sent us the videos like the next month, because PPF's got to cure. It's got to become hard. So as soon as he hit the track, we got a GoPro video emailed to us, and it was just incredible. I mean, the guy uses his vehicle.
Right. So you do all that work to it, and it ships back to Dubai.
Yeah. But it'll just ship back there. Then 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a 6-month thing. It's going to be like a 1.5 year, 2-year thing where we'll see a customer again on either maintenance or he bought a new car.
Yeah.
He wants that same stuff applied to that vehicle
because it was done right that time.
Exactly.
And you get him again.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are all things to look for when you get into if you go to get your car tinted or you go to get vinyl wrap. Ask the place questions.
Yeah, the more questions, the better.
Right,
because you are making an investment, like you said earlier.
I mean, you're going to spend $3,500 to get your car wrapped, or $600, $500 to get your windows tinted.
Yeah.
I want it to be done right.
Yeah.
Not that I'm being difficult, but if that's what people just want to be taken care of. So those are questions you can ask. What kind of film are you using? How many are you doing?
Yeah. Do your research before you go to that company.
Right.
Just so if they start stuttering and tripping over their words, you automatically know. Let's just call somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Is vinyl wraps or paint protection film harder to install?
PPF is very hard to install just because it's a wet application. Vinyl, you just have to make sure the air is dust free. Do it in a clean environment so you don't get no type of contaminants.
Because you get like a little
bubbles,
piece of, a little piece of dirt or something like that gets under that vinyl.
You'll see it. With PPF, you're not going to see it as much because it's clear. And a little tiny speck, you're not going to walk by it and see that. It's not going to be visible.
Right.
With vinyl, you're actually going to see a raised indentation.
You'd have to have a lot of patience, man,
Oh,
to
I'm
install
telling
that
you.
stuff.
Oh,
Like,
it's intense.
and just in a lot of experience. I mean, I'm sure you're a lot better today than you were
7 years ago.
Do you have any?
Yes.
Do you have
Oh,
any
yeah.
horror stories from like when you first started?
When I first started?
Yeah, like messing up a car.
Yeah,
or-
well, rule of thumb, you always start on your vehicle. You don't start on nobody else's car, customer's car.
right.
That's not the rule of thumb.
Practice on yours.
Yeah, so I had a 2006 Honda Civic 4-door, and I just really got extensive with PPF and vinyl car wraps. So cutting on the vehicle, just testing the blades, different tools to use. So yeah, I've definitely had a rough patch in beginning of PPF and vinyl installation.
Well, I can imagine.
But
I mean,
only on my car. Never, like I said, we don't test on nobody else's stuff. So horror stories I can't really say, just because
Right.
the car I
It was
was
on
using
yours.
at the time,
Right.
250,000 miles on the Civic, and we really didn't care about it. We were just testing.
Yeah.
Testing.
That's good though.
And now I have had a horror story for ripping off customers' vinyl that he had applied by somebody else. It was a cheap grade vinyl, and I went to go take it off of his hood, and we steam it off to kind of soften up the material or whatever. So
Right.
we'd steam it off, and when I raised it up, God forbid, I mean, there it was, just big chunk of clear.
took it right off.
Took it right off.
Yeah, it's just something you get what you pay for. We keep saying it.
Yeah.
It's over and over. It's just in this
Yeah.
industry, especially. It's in anything really.
Especially wax. I mean, you get what you pay for. I mean, you're going to get a bunch of silicone,
Right.
versus,
Good quality stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. What? So God, man, you've worked on everything. I can imagine everything you can think of.
Oh, yeah.
Low end, high end.
Bugattis, 1989 Corollas, you name it, I've
Right.
done it.
What's your personal favorite car? Now that you worked on,
Yeah.
what's your personal favorite car of all time? If you could
So-
pick one car today to drive out of this parking lot.
I'm going to have to pick a 190E Consworth, like a Mercedes,
Yep.
2.6. I mean, they were just beastie vehicles, like beginning of AMG. They have their engine and then body kit. That was just a pretty iconic vehicle to me, especially when I was younger. But nowadays, I would say, honestly, just because I'm a Mercedes guy, an E63 wagon. Those are
yeah.
incredible.
Can you get those in the U.S.?
You can. They just started getting them out here. Started making them.
What's the coupe? The
The-
C63.
C63
Dude.
Coupe. Oh, those are just
That's like my.
That-
If I could get one of those, I would.
That's the one you
Wink,
get.
wink.
yeah.
Company car.
Yeah.
Yes.
You trade in the Lamborghini, you can get 3 of those.
See,
Well, I don't want to let go of my Lambo.
No. Huracan's got to stay.
Yeah,
that's that's cool, man. It's just a cool industry.
it is.
It's
And
interesting to me.
so many things that you wouldn't even know, about if you didn't. Like I didn't know about different heat ratios
For window
tints,
tint. and If you can coat PPF.
Yeah,
Right.
If you can do that,
all those different things. So
Well, that brings up. You had mentioned something to me one time about PPF. If you use a really good material, it's already hydrophobic.
Yeah, it's
so
already hydrophobic.
this clear bra that so many people relate it to,
Yeah.
but you don't need to coat it.
No, not
'Cause
at all.
It's already going to bead water.
Yeah, as long as you get, a reputable company, a higher end film, you're not going with the basic stuff. You're going to get a hydrophobic top coat. So it's going to mimic the ceramic coating already.
So you don't even need. It's actually not going to adhere, right?
No,
And
it
you
won't.
don't-
It will
you
just
don't-
slide.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
There's no need to ceramic coat it.
Nope.
So those are things that you wouldn't. That's why you go into maybe your shop and you price a clear bra X amount of dollars. Somebody else goes and it's cheaper. Well, then maybe they're not using a hydrophobic
Yeah.
coat bra or.
Yeah.
There's some things to consider when you're picking, especially when you're talking about PPF, which is expensive, depending on how much you're getting done, and there's just a lot of things to consider. What about questions that we had? Did we have any that we didn't address social media wise?
Let me. We had a bunch of questions come in. We appreciate everybody that participates.
Yeah, we've been
Sends
getting some
them in.
really positive feedback, as far as this podcast goes, and we're just trying to bring people like Chris in, and people in our industry that can educate. And
We really just want people to get a backstory and an inside track of what we do daily, and just people that we associate with, and just kind of not really try to sell you nothing, just to let you know the ins and outs, the better things of window tinting
Give
or
you some tips
detailing.
before you go and buy that,
Right.
cheap film.
Here's a good question. This is John Sahar. What's the best way to get rid of purple 1980s tint without damaging the rear defroster?
Very good question. So you would want to take a steamer to the back window, to the tint, and then just start slowly relieving the film from the glass. Pay attention as you are taking the film off, because if it's an older vehicle, there's no way around it. You're going to take off maybe an inch or two of defrost lines. You can always repaint those, but you just have to ensure that you could take it off without completely damaging the defrost line, and without taking the whole line off. You can take off just a tiny bit off, but there's no way really around taking it off and not damaging the defrost lines. Now, if it's a newer car,
no big deal.
10 years old, you can take it off. You're not.
You would recommend steam to kind of to soften the blow.
Steam or Safe Light. Yeah, for a new glass, because it's definitely a very hard thing to promise a customer to say, hey, yeah, we can take it off, but the defrost line, it may come off. I mean, the paint.
It's got to be a long job too for you.
Yeah. So to remove a back window, it could average from 45 minutes to 3 hours,
depending on how old it is, how old the film is, how much the adhesive is still on there. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next question. We touched on this one. Are ceramic coatings truly safe for vinyl wrap cars? And should someone attempt it to do them themselves? So they are totally safe. We mentioned that. Mm-hmm. You can do it yourself as long as you're comfortable in applying ceramic coatings.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way with ceramic coatings on paint.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're comfortable and you know how to do it and you have a good clean area to do it in, by all means, it can be done.
Like we said before, just pay attention to flash times, and you're gonna be wiping it off quicker, so on and so forth.
Right. One more question. How will a wax /sealant /ceramic coating affect the appearance of vinyl wraps?
Ceramic. So we try to just eliminate waxes, period, on vinyl, just because the coating is going to be your best bet. And what we do at the Tint Lab is we go for it, or we just we won't do it. So your ceramic coating is going to be your best bet for vinyl. PPF, this is a ceramic wax.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to flash.
Right.
So it's still going to give you a more hydrophobic property if you do add this ceramic wax, which it's definitely nice stuff. I just wouldn't coat PPF.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would coat glass and all that stuff, but I just wouldn't coat PPF. But vinyl, it's 100% guaranteed. You got to coat vinyl if you want it to last.
Did I hear you right earlier? That's just included in your wrap jobs? You coat them.
Yep, we coat them.
That's pretty cool. I don't know that there's a lot of people doing that.
There's nobody that does it. Yeah. No, nobody will throw that into the package, just because one, it's going to take more time for the installer and all that stuff. If you come to my shop, we're not about time. It's about perfection. Jobs are going to be perfected before we let them go.
And that's what really you try to set yourself apart of.
Yep.
You don't want to be another run of the mill.
Yeah,
that's kind of why you got into the business.
Yeah, I created the Tint Lab to have a higher standard in window film in the industry worldwide. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hacks out there. There's a lot of people doing out there garage or a shack, a hole in the wall, I'd say. You just got to make sure you're going to an insured company, because if they damage your window or whatever, you're backed. You're fine.
Right.
The glass or whatever was damaged is going to be backed up.
Right.
Yeah. What's your future plans for the Tint Lab?
We're going to end up next year or two start franchising it out. Mm-hmm. Heavy criteria. It's got to be you got to meet our standards. Come to our shop, check us out, and then we'll eventually branch off and get you out there. So we're looking into like Texas, Florida, hotter states. So for the window film industry, at least, we're definitely open to that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm not going to just throw out the Tint Lab and have anybody
have a ton of them.
Yeah. No, there's going to be probably a top 5 in all of America, and then we'll eventually get overseas later on. But just here, we're focusing on Ohio. The market here, and then we'll eventually get out west.
Well, it's just like if you do have a franchisee out there, it's a direct reflection on you.
Yes, 100%.
With your level of perfection, they have to maintain that level.
Yeah, or they just won't get that name.
Right.
Yeah. And the name is what separates us.
I think that will be cool if you can eventually get to that point. It's got to be a personal satisfaction to have this company that you've built event potentially. I mean, think about that, having a tent lab somewhere overseas.
Oh, it'd be insane.
That's got to be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be really cool.
And maybe you meet some people. You're going to go to SEMA
Yeah.
in the next week, well,
Yeah.
a little over a week.
Yep.
And maybe that's where you start to develop a relationship with someone overseas that you can maybe
We
potentially
get
have
that
them as
name
a
out there.
tent lab.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And also at SEMA, I think they do the whole bug window shrinking competition. So the back window. So we'll be
Of a Volkswagen.
yeah,
Bug,
the Volkswagen. We'll be attending that as well. So if you guys want to stop by, see us.
Yeah. And we appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
been,
man. Thank you so
it's been
much for
awesome. We've
having
been
us.
trying to
Having
plan it out. And we really appreciate you coming. But next week, we will be talking about SEMA. We're going to be there. Chris will be there.
Yeah.
We're going to there's going to be a lot going on, man. Anybody that's listening, that we'll have a whole episode next week. It'll kind of be focused on SEMA. We're going to be talking about different things, let you know our booth number. Guys come by and see us. And
Yeah. We're going to be in
Chris
Atlanta
will be,
Saturday.
This Saturday we will be in Atlanta. If you're down at Atlanta, Southern Fresh Car Show. It's going to be fun time.
Bees knees.
Yes, it'll be a good one. But yeah, we'll be talking about SEMA next week. Chris will be in the booth, some of the show. Come by and see us all.
Yeah.
And
We
as always, if you've got questions, again, reach out. We find that we have these podcasts, and then people think of other things once they hear the information that a guest may talk about. Then they're like, oh, that just brought up something else I have a question about. Well, guess what? It's not like the question's in once the podcast's in. So reach out to us.
We get the same way after we do a podcast. We're like, oh man, we should have talked about this. We forgot to talk about this.
Yep.
We're going to figure this thing out as we go. We're not perfect by no means, but so if you have questions and you didn't answer, you can go to Tint Lab. He's on Facebook, or drop him right in the comments of this. He'll answer them.
Yep.
What's your Instagram handle?
Tint Lab, the Tint Lab USA.
Yep.
Yep, that's Facebook as well. And then our website's tintlabohio.com.
Yeah, so if they want to reach out to you directly
Yeah.
and have questions, or maybe they want to come out and check out your shop if they're local, and we'll definitely recommend you. That's for sure. You've done all of our stuff. You've done a great job.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about your work. So.
Even if you've just got random tint questions and you don't, and you're not in the area, but you want to ask somebody that is going to tell you the truth and what it is, just call Chris, let him know, drop us comments. We appreciate everybody that listens,
Absolutely.
and for keep on tuning in.
Yeah. Thank
Appreciate
you
it,
so
guys.
much.
Later, guys.
Later.